And that's the thing about dyslexia is that like you develop these coping skills. Like you know what I lacked in like language processing, I kind of picked up in creativity, right? So and
thinking, right side of your brain to get around it. Yeah.
Thinking how do I get out of this? And you know, so then the next challenge at Penn was like, how do I navigate this curriculum? So I have to pass 4 levels of a foreign language. I've pretty much failed every foreign language I've ever taken, but you cannot graduate unless you pass four levels of it. And then like you have to take a math class in the college, like calculus or something, and there was no way I was going to pass that. So I had to navigate. I can take linguistics instead of calculus, and then the exam, I actually hired
like bootstrapping a business kind of thing.
I hired a Cuban tutor, in my final semester because I was failing out of the upper level Spanish at Penn. Like I was basically on a path not to graduate because I couldn't pass this foreign language class. So I hired a Cuban tutor, and I remember you can take a 4-part exam to get out of your language requirement. And I remember going into College Hall, and this is like it. This is all I need to get out of this place. And as I walk in, this kid, he looks just like me. I look him dead in the eye, and he's hysterically crying because the professor just failed him on the same exam that I was going to take. So I literally, I'm like, holy shit. So I walk in, and we sit down, and to my benefit, the professor's sitting there, and he chased him down. He's like, no, he's like, Peter. He's trying to stop this kid, and then he walks in, and he's so downtrodden, and he puts his hands down like this, and he eventually, like 3 minutes later, he looks up, and he's like, okay. He's like, yes, I mean, he went through it, but it was like, ¿cuál es tu nombre? Mi nombre es Jorge. So he gave me all the layups, and I think, again, I was the beneficiary of this other kid's failure.
Oh, he didn't want you to fail.
Yeah. He didn't want to go through that.
Yeah. Timing is everything, yeah.
So I kind of bowled my way in and bowled my way out, but it was a great experience, and I got the degree from Penn, and I could fall back.
So a teacher when you were younger told you you'd be in jail, and then you weren't that smart, and then you go to Penn.
Yeah. So when I go back and see,
not exactly what you would expect.
I have a Penn degree, so I can hang that on my wall, and it's interesting because these people are like, these kids that I went to high school with, at public school in particular at Rye, like they just saw me with long hair, and I was gone. I disappeared. I was in a band, and then I disappeared.
What happened to that guy? Oh, he graduated from Penn.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that.
When was that? When were you at Penn?
I was there. I graduated in '91. So, okay. But to answer your original question, like the path. So that was like the first path, and it was really like I was always a creative, like as a kid, like that was me. I remember when I was
not just because of the dyslexia.
I was wired like creative, and I was wired. I loved tennis, I just loved it, and I love athletics and sports and travel, but whatever, But that kid that was playing the guitar all the time, and looking for creative outlets to this whole equation, kind of got smushed, right? And so when I got the degree, I had to go. Now the next thing was, okay, now I'm going to really prove them wrong, prove them that I'm not this guy, and I'm going to go make a career here.
Was it really you're trying to prove it to yourself, but also to kind of like using them as motivation?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a thing. Like, it's funny you say that because I never thought of it like that. Like that I was my motivations were not passion, like, or I didn't have the luxury of passion. I was like in a survival mode, like you know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody really goes through this type of experience, like where you're just failing out twice in high school, in elementary school and in high school, and then trying to kind of
nobody chooses that path intentionally, right? It's just
I hope not.
You go through it. Now, there's good things that come out of it, right? But I mean, nobody chooses it.